Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy, the dope ass dude, and I am so excited to be back with you on tonight. And forgive us for running a little bit late. We had a couple of technical things we needed to work through on tonight, but we are here now, just like we never left. So, first, of course, welcome to the Dope Ass Dude podcast. I'm really excited to have you here with me on tonight. If you are not subscribed to the YouTube channel, if you don't mind going ahead, subscribing to the YouTube channel right now. And while you're there, click on that notification button so you can be notified each and every time a new podcast is uploaded to the site. And then go ahead and click on that like so that this podcast can get shared with others just like you. And then you can follow me on both Instagram and TikTok. On both platforms, I am the Dope Ass Dude Podcast. Again, the Dope Ass Dude Podcast on both TikTok and Instagram. And if you are on the go, you can always listen to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. So again, that's Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. And you can also watch the podcast live on Facebook. It is airing right now as we speak, LinkedIn, X, which used to be Twitter, and YouTube. So you can watch it on all of those platforms as well. And then just one last thing before Don comes out, you can go out and follow him on Instagram. On Instagram, he is at I am Don Burch. And on TikTok, he is OG Fit Club. And YouTube, he's the OG Fit Club. So again, on IG, I am Don Burch. On TikTok, OG Fit Club. YouTube, the OG Fit Club. So I'm really excited to have Don back on the podcast. You guys may remember him. I think he was on season 3 of the podcast, and he came on, and this guy is phenomenal. He is serious about his health and serious about encouraging and educating other people on fitness. And the good thing that I like about Don is that, he is defying age because this guy looks amazing. He's doing some like monster stuff in his workouts. I would never work out with this fella, but he's doing some monster stuff in his workout. And I think he had a slogan like weak knees, weak ass, something like that from one of his videos. So y'all may remember that. That was funny from the first time he was on here. So we're going to go ahead and get Don out here. I'm not going to prolong this anymore. Don, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, my friend? How you been?
I am amazing. How are you, dude?
I'm good, man.
So what's been going on? Huh?
Everything's well. Everything's going well.
Awesome. So what's been going on with you since the last time you were on a podcast?
Wow. I mean, a lot, as far as life. Now, just different perspective, same story, same mission, just a different viewpoint on some things because, as you grow and you start learning, you expand. So the things you've done maybe 2 years ago should be better. It should be a progress. There's many ways you can do life and fitness and period, and if you're not constantly evolving and doing things to get better, you're almost at a point where you stagnant and you're not growing. So life is getting better. In a nutshell.
So, and as you guys can see, Don looked freaking amazing. And
let me make sure I get in the camera right, get the angle right.
OMG. And Don is 50 plus. So that's something else. Because since the last time you was on the podcast, you were 49. You were getting ready to turn.
It's been that
50.
long?
Yeah, you turned 50, February the 4th. That was your birthday. Yeah, so
absolutely. Well, I'm 51 now.
Yeah. So how's that been?
Oh, great, man. I was young back then.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I went through the process of, you experience it once you get older. When you hit 49 years old, you start thinking about, oh my gosh, I'm going to turn 50. I'm hitting the big 50. And you feel like that's a big, big change. But ultimately, it was just a year. So as far as to compare me now and then, I'm still the same guy. I mean, life is just the same. It's all about what you put into it. So I was fearful turning 50 because I'm becoming my dad, right? Becoming that that OG. So it was more mental than it was physical.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That's the funny thing. When I turned 50, I was like super excited about it too. And
yeah,
the thing, like once I turned it, I think it hit me a little bit more than leading up to it. Because leading up to it, I'm like, yeah, I'm really excited, really.
right,
And then when I turned 50, it was like I said a thousand times on here, it's like you look at yourself and you're supposed to be, it's like I was like, who am I supposed to be at 50? Like
right.
I don't feel 50,
No,
so
no,
who
don't look 50.
I don't look 50, like who am I supposed to be at 50? Like, am I supposed to like start worrying? I don't know. I just didn't know. So 50 has been good to you, huh?
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, ultimately, yeah, it's been awesome for me to not only be 50, but to look at your life. You start reflecting more on your accomplishments, family. You go through a transition with parents if your parents still living, so you start seeing the fruits of your labor and your abilities to help those who helped you. So I'm at that point now where life is good. I mean, I'm really happy. I'm really at a place where I'm at peace with what I've done and what I've accomplished and some of the failures I've done. So, being 50, man, it's almost to a point now where, patience is short, but like, whatever, man, I don't live my life. And I'm focusing now on my later years and making sure I got stuff laid out. Not only stuff laid out as far as financially, physically, I want to be able to still go, do my thing on a vacation, take off my shirt, when I'm 70 something years old, still looking like I'm younger. It's still things we can do, but I'm enjoying life, man. I'm enjoying being 50 more wisely.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing when you get older, a lot of people tend to feel like you can't do some of the same things you used to do. I think it's more mindset. We condition our mind that we're older, so I can't run 5 miles anymore. I can't run 10 miles anymore. I can't
Yeah,
lift this amount of weight. But you're proving that hey, you can do all of that.
you sure can. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're definitely true. We put those restrictions on ourselves, and a lot of times those restrictions we have, that we come out of our mouth is because somebody embedded that in you. A lot of things that we are facing with fears is not something you have learned on your own, but somebody told you when you turn 40 you're not supposed to be jumping, right? Because you're gonna break, don't get up there, you're gonna fall and bust your ass or something like that.
Yeah.
Or you're not supposed to do certain things because you're of age, and that's somebody planting their fears in you, right? You have to discover your own fears and learn how to conquer them. So don't find yourself consuming other folks' restrictions to prevent you from being the best you can be. That's
Yeah.
why the OG Fit Club came. That's me showing you, and I'm squatting, I'm running, I'm doing athletic stuff. I have the same issues that you may have: knee pains, back pains, just restrictions as well. But that doesn't hinder me. I learned how to work around those and get better.
Yeah. And one thing I love how you said that's people placing their fears on you. And
Yeah.
another thing I've learned too is also people placing their limitations on you, their
Yes.
own because they don't want you to exceed them.
Heck
So
no.
because I be thinking sometimes when I hear people talk about, well, now that I'm 50, I'm feeling this here and my blood pressure high. And I'm like, that's your story. That ain't
Right.
every 50
No.
person.
Yeah.
That's not everybody. That's your story.
That is so true, man. I'm glad you said that. They will. And I don't want to say it. I was just talking this the other day with some of my friends. Some people take joy in seeing you limit yourself based on their issues. I don't get it. And I see it. And I'm like, wow, they really are happy that the fact that you're not going running, because I guess it's intimidating to some of those who are fearful of it or are scared of it or don't want to do it. So they found, I don't know if the word is joy. It seems like they get something out of seeing you not pushing yourself because they don't push themselves. That
Mm-hmm.
makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. But like I said, kudos to you, my brother, because
Okay.
every time I look at you, I'm inspired to do better. So
Okay.
kudos to you. So Don,
Nope.
before I started the show tonight, I sent out this mass text, and I mean, man, I got so many questions. I had to like stop, like
Uh-oh.
looking at my phone because that's how many I got. So we're gonna try to hit all of these questions tonight. And I'm gonna
Let's do
lead
it.
out with one that I was gonna actually
Okay.
talk about this, but they came out good. And it's from Kendrick. And Kendrick said, in what ways does an unhealthy mindset affect the body? How does one overcome an unhealthy mindset when dealing with trauma?
Oh man, that's pretty deep. That's pretty deep, Kendrick. You know, there's many ways I can approach this question. If I was talking to you face to face, I would want to know what your definition is of an unhealthy mindset is, and also talk to you more about that trauma, because that means healing has to happen somewhere. So unhealthy mindset to me is that you're conditionally are not understanding how to live a healthy life, right? So you may be raised a certain way, or you have developed vices, and typically that's why I started fasting, because I was raised, you know, and I was a city boy, right? So I was raised during the 80s, fish sticks, hot dogs, you know, microwavable foods, quick foods, McDonald's, chicken nuggets, all that stuff was our thing, and that lifestyle I've learned and came accustomed to. You know, your boy loved Popeye's chicken. You know what I mean? I'm from Dallas. I love Williams chicken. That was my thing. Every Friday night, you leave the club, you get your 2-piece and fry. And so I developed on an unhealthy lifestyle and developed, you know, I guess I want to say, what words I'm looking for? Addiction to foods, addiction to that certain flavor of food. And so that's develops an unhealthy lifestyle, and it's hard to break that loop that you used to have, and that food becomes comfort. It becomes like that fix you need. So how can you overcome that? I did it with fasting. I started learning how important food was, and how I can control my appetites by restricting what I eat, restricting when I eat, and start realizing I was highly dependent on. I almost went through rehab. You know what I mean? Went through rehab by the use of fasting to control my eating habits and learn the importance of nutrition, learn how important certain foods are for your body to heal and get better. And I can talk on and on. I don't want to keep on the topic. Hope I'm staying around the loop where he's focused.
Yeah, you was good. So, and like for me, one thing I'll just say, like for me with unhealthy mindset, you know, especially when it comes to your body, like one thing I take pride in, every year I go to the get my physical. I only go to the doctor once a year, and that's for my yearly physical. And I take pride in leaving there and I'm on no medications. I am no suggestions, you know, for medication. And every time, or there have been times that the doctor would say, hey, well, your cholesterol is a little bit higher, you know, and they be like, well, maybe you need to cut out some red meat and all of that kind of stuff. So I do all of that stuff because I don't want to be on medication. I don't want to do all of that stuff, because I know that also with the unhealthy mindset, the times that I've been my biggest is because I've been like dealing with issues, personal issues, and I normally tend to gravitate to food for comfort.
Yeah.
I normally gain a lot of weight. You can tell when my life is in a ruckus. I either look at my car, it's a mess, or look at my body, I'm overweight.
It shows up.
It shows up.
It shows up.
So mindset, I believe, unhealthy mindset, it does impact your body because you just don't give a damn almost.
I like where you're going with that. That's so true. You're giving in to, you know, what's easy and what's comforting. When you're dealing with, he even mentioned trauma. I don't know what that trauma is, but when you're dealing with life that's to a point where it becomes trauma, we do go to what's comforting to us, right? That means that I will go to some food. I will go to something that's sweet, something that makes me feel good for that moment. It's like a drug. I mean, it's like when you're going through trauma, and say if you was on crack, what you would do, you would go smoke you some crack, right? So same thing with food. Unhealthy habits is comforting, right? So you have to be hardcore with yourself, and at some point, you know, John, you have to say enough is enough, dude. Pick this crap up. Let me get myself together. And you got to make the tough decisions and say, hey, I matter. You know, I am first. I will take care of myself. You got to make those hardcore decisions until you will always go through that loop until you get tired of your situations, or do you get tired of being overweight or whatever it is, or your doctor tell you, hey, dude, you are pretty close to being diabetic. We need to make a change. So it's up to you to make a change for yourself, or eventually your doctor or something will happen to force you to make that change.
Yeah, I love that. I love how you said earlier it requires healing.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that a lot of people don't realize, that, there are a lot of healthy, ripped up people that are mentally damaged and broken.
Yeah.
Working out is not going to change it. It may change the way you see yourself every time in the mirror. But if you're dealing with trauma and you're not like facing that trauma head on, no matter how good you look in the mirror, you're gonna always see the ugly parts of you, because that your mind is just not in God's spot.
It's always gonna be there, right?
Yeah, it's always gonna be there. Okay, so we got another question for you. Courtney came and said, how much time is really needed in the gym?
What's up, Courtney? Is Courtney a guy or a girl?
It's a girl. It's a girl.
What's up, Courtney? Oh man, you need to spend at least 7 days a week in the gym. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's ultimately, man, gym time is depends on your goals. Let's talk about that. So if you have goals and your goals don't line up to the effort you put in, whatever that is, you're not going to reach that goal. So if you come to me and say, hey, coach, I want to be able to lose 20 pounds in 3 months. All right. But I only can go to the gym once a week. That don't match up, right? Or, coach, I want to gain 20 pounds of muscle, but all I want to do is do cardio 3 times a week and resistance 1 time a week. No. So you have to understand what's your next level goal. Where do I want to be in 3 months? Where do I want to be in 6 months, right? How do I want to look? What do I want to gain, all right? Do I want to lose weight? Do I want to gain weight? And from that information, then we can talk about how much time you need to be in the gym, right? How much you have to change your body from this point to that point. They'll let you know how much you got to be in the gym. That's the physical part of it. But as far as the mental, the other elements you get from the gym, I'll say at least 3 times a week. Get out your house, get to moving. If you move your body at least 3 times a week, you're doing benefits. 2 times, you're really pushing it, but 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, get up, get off your butt. Go outside and walk. Go to your house gym. Some of you guys live in apartments. You got an apartment gym, man. You got a gym downstairs. Go down there, put the treadmill on 3 miles an hour, put it on 10% incline, walk for 15 minutes. Go to my webpage, look at the videos I offer for free, and just follow along with the workout. 3 times. I got a 30-day workout for free online. Just follow that, and that'll get you started. Just do something to stay alive and keep moving.
So is it super important to plan your workouts before you go to the gym?
Yeah. Is it important to plan for anything? Yeah, man. If you're not planning for something, you pointing at nothing. You go to the gym, just, I'm going to go here and I'm going to lift these dumbbells and I'm going to get on the treadmill. I'm going to hit the rower, and you expect results. You can't expect results without a plan. You got to have a plan. You got to have something you can follow to expect results. All right. That's the only way you can do it.
Love that. Love that. And if you get on a treadmill and you can eat a bag of Doritos without like going out of breath, that means you're not working hard enough. Put them Doritos.
Exactly.
If you can eat Doritos and talk on the treadmill, that means you need to raise that incline up or increase that speed, one of the two, because you don't want to talk when they're on the treadmill.
You got to talk about those Doritos, though.
Crumbs all over the treadmill. Yeah. Right. Okay, so Tyson came and he said, what's considered, this is a good one, what's considered a healthy body this day and age? What's considered a healthy body?
Man, that's a great question. That's all about the person and your understanding of healthy. To me, a healthy body is a body that when you go see a doctor, he said, hey, your numbers look great. Your A1s are great. Your cholesterol is great. That's a healthy body, a body functioning the way it should. You just want to have a healthy functioning body that's progressing and growing, not something that's challenged and having its issues with blood, whatever. I don't want to get more detail on the health part, but a healthy body is something as far as the doctor saying you're doing well, not a physical, because a person don't have to necessarily have to look ripped to be healthy. I think when you go into the physical appearance, that's a totally different thing. But I want people watching to understand that health is more than just the physical look of how muscles are you have in your body, but it's also about what's going on the inside, not only inside your organs, but also in your brain.
Okay, so that brings up a very, very, very good question that I have since we're talking about this here. So this whole body positivity thing that's going on now, and it's happening more with women than I think it is men. So we'll just say that women, but it's happening more with women. So you'll see a plus size woman that physically
Don't put me
does
out there, man. Don't put me out there,
no.
dude. don't put me out.
We said we keeping it real tonight.
Yeah,
We
we
said we
gonna
keep
keep
it
it
real.
real.
We're gonna keep it real. So say for instance, there is a plus size woman who physically to the eye may not look in the best shape, because I've heard some women that are plus size and they'll say, well, hey, my health is good. I don't experience any problems. I don't have a high cholesterol. Is it true that the inside should match the outside, or is it that the outside can be contradictory to what's actually going on?
That sounds like a trap question.
That you're gonna answer. Yeah.
I mean, I love all women. And I love women who are confident. You know, I work out in the gym with several confident women. Then I see women who are not confident and they're beautiful, right? And it just tears you up. But anyway, I'm trying to make sure how can I answer your question appropriately. There is a point where you are unhealthy if your body is showing something that that we consider unhealthy. Whether how can I say this? You carry unnecessary weight on your body. At some point, it will eventually cause some other underlying issues in life. You are what I may consider what's called a ticking time bomb. Something may happen because our body is not designed to carry certain things too much, and it stresses out your organs, it stresses out your the way things operate, your blood flow, and all those things. But I want them to stay positive. I don't want them to be caught up in the facade of thinking I'm gonna be all right, because you are all right now. The main thing is, if you are doing the things you need to do to be healthy, and you are challenged with carrying some weight or challenged with some things in your body, but at least you're still doing the things you need to do to be healthy. There's nothing wrong with that. I think you are being positive and you are growing. So hopefully I didn't dance around your question. Might need to be a little more specific.
You did, but I'm gonna still come back to it. I ain't gonna let you off
Oh
that
man,
easy.
just to be more specific. Say, hey, dude, what if?
So your boy Willie is out here. He said, Coach Payne, what's good, brother?
What's up, my man? Nice to hear from you, Willie.
So, okay, so we're going to go to our next one here. Eric, he sent the question in. What is a polite way to remove toxic people out of your life to reach a healthy mindset?
Run. Run, dude, because they're trying to hate on your stuff. They are trying to prevent you, man. You got to let them people go quickly. And unless it's close family members. But you have to realize, man, I don't know how old you are, Eric. You only got so much time on this world. And if you get caught up with making adjustments with your health and your healthy lifestyle based on other people's toxicity, you got to get away from that in order to grow, because people will hold you back. I mean, if you are constantly around people and your circle is not going the way you're needing to go, it's going to keep you contained in that toxic lifestyle. And you will wonder why you can never progress, because you're not meeting or being around people to pull you up to where they are. So you got to get away from that, man, somehow. I can't give you advice on how you can do it. It depends on that person. If it's just somebody you know in the gym, somebody around you at work, you got to break the chains. We got to be like Tasha Cobb, man. We got to break them chains. We got to move on. Because, because what she say, I see a blessing coming. You got to go, man. You got to shake it off.
So, okay, so that's really, really good. So say, for instance, if like the question he's asking, like, how do you get back to that break off toxic people to get to a healthy mindset? Mm-hmm. One thing I've kind of learned too over the years, when I kind of like started changing my mindset, I didn't have to change the people that I dealt with.
Okay.
They are, because the thing is, when I started changing mentally, I stopped getting invited to things
That's true.
because our conversation changed.
That's true.
The conversation changed. And if you're in more of a healthy mindset, your conversation will change. The way you move changes.
Right.
And if these people are toxic, they're negative people, they're not going to want people around that is going to be trying to be uplifting and see the brighter side of stuff. They want to gossip. They want to slander. They want to be messy. They want to do all of that type of stuff. And
Right.
if it's in a relationship that you're dealing with someone who is, whether it's friendship or relationship, I've found that, yeah, like you said, sometimes you got to break that off.
Yeah,
You
right.
know, you have to have a conversation. But if it's just a girlfriend or a boyfriend, you cut them off,
It's time to
because
go.
it's time to go.
Even some friends of yours that you've been friends with for years. There's nothing wrong with having friends from a distance. There's nothing wrong with that. There may have been a season y'all was together and y'all was helpful for each other, but now this is a new season for you. And that warm relationship could be hindering you from your blessings. You know, you got to start realizing you got to start realizing you going somewhere, and some people just can't go with you.
Oh, I love that. Some people cannot go with you. That's something we've said that's been a thing on the podcast this season, is that everybody's not going to reach the finish line with you. They're not
Sorry.
going to, yeah. And some people, they go just certain distance with you on your journey. And once their time is up,
Yeah.
you let them go. You let them go.
Absolutely.
Don't mean they bad people. Just mean, hey, you're not going with me all the way.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay. So let's see here what else we got. Kasal came back. Kasal came with a question. He said, with increasing age, what is the best path for belly fat from a workout, mindset, and dietary performance? So, you know, we get older, we get that belly fat. What's a good way to get rid of that?
I don't know yet. I haven't figured it out. I'm just kidding, man. It's so tricky. And Council, is that a homie or is it a homie? Homie. Yeah. Well, we got it. Homie, us guys got it made, dude. We don't, kind of, sort of. I don't want to give women prop or give them excuses. Their hormones change majorly when they get, in their upper ages, and it's a puzzle that they got to figure out to balance that hormone, the estrogen and the testosterone in the women. It causes them to be inflamed, and but I'm not going to talk about the women part. But men, man, it's ultimately do with what you're eating, when you're eating, how much stress you have at work. Are you carrying stress unnecessary? Because we try to be so tough and be so hardcore, don't realize that us containing our frustrations and stress causes our cortisol levels to go up. And your cortisol levels goes up, it causes you to retain fat. I don't care how many push-ups and how many miles you jog. If you're stressed, your body will show it by keeping fat, storing water, and doing things like that. Now, to answer your question, I highly suggest men at our ages to do something that's functional. I'm not talking about, doing some yoga. I'm talking about going to the gym, running some sprints, jumping with the medicine ball. If you see some of my workouts, I specifically make sure 2 to 3 times a week I'm doing something that my body weight is a part of it. I'm moving my body, whether I'm picking something off the ground, I'm doing jumping jacks, I'm doing kettlebells, because that's how your body functions. That's how your body moves. And that's how you can burn that layer of fat around your stomach. So that type of workout is the type of workout you need to be doing to burn fat and to cause your internal muscles to start sucking up. You sit down so much, you drive trucks, you sit at a desk all day. What happens, you drink and you eat, and that your muscles expand. We want to teach our body to be back, retract muscles. I want it to pull in my body. I want my body to respond and fight against gravity. Don't give in to gravity, right? I think I posted a video talking about some things we can do, small things we can do in resistance is while you're lifting weights, go ahead and suck in that gut. And what you're doing is teaching your body how to be in better posture, teaching your inner core muscles to remember, man, I like to have my chest up and my stomach flat. So that's some things you can do. But we can talk about this for an hour if you want. But yeah, that's a couple of things you can do in training to fire up your metabolism, to fire up your heart rate, to fire up what they call type 2 muscle fibers. Those are your quick twitch muscle fibers. And those are the muscle fibers that you would need to burn a lot of fat. You see them in sprinters. You see them in people like that do extreme sports, MMA, those type of things. They have round muscle fibers. The older we get, those muscle fibers go into dormant because we don't use them. How many times you see somebody skipping down the street our age? How many times you see somebody they actually sprint or jump or do things like that our age? You don't. And what happens? If you don't use it, you lose it. So my mission and what I try to do is make sure I'm using it. I'm gonna wake it up. It may be a little sore for a while, but I'm gonna let it know I'm here to stay. So you got to wake up and be a part of my lifestyle.
So when you say sprint, for those out there, what do you mean sprint? Is that like running 30 seconds, walking a minute, or running a minute, walk? That's what a sprint is?
All of that. Yeah, all of that. There are certain ways you can do it. Depends on your level. If I was training somebody who would never sprint or haven't sprinted in a while, I may do 20-second sprint, a 60-second recovery, slowly get you into sprinting, then maybe 30 seconds, things like that. That means that you run to a point where you can't have conversation, right? Or you can't eat Doritos. If you can eat a Dorito while you're running, you're not running fast enough, right? So you want to be challenged. You want to be able to say, "Dang gum, that was tough." At some point in your workouts, if you're not saying "oh," or you're not beat down, I challenge that you are working out appropriately.
Wow. Okay. And then Willie came with a question from the audience. He said, how do you keep challenging your body when you naturally get used to your workout?
Oh, you got to elevate it. What it is, you have reached your capacity. If you can't personally do it, you can reach out to a guy named Coach OG. I can challenge you. Yeah, but I definitely get it. Partners are making sure you work out with people who are, maybe a level higher than you. Just change up your workout partners, change up the type of workout you're doing. Try sport. If you want to do a 5K, challenge yourself to do a 5K. Just always add something different to your workout regime and go back to it again. So just add little small things to challenge yourself, challenge your body. What I do with some of the OGs, and the last time we talked, I really didn't work with people face to face. Since then, it started off with a couple of guys in the gym, one named Rick and one named AD. Rick, I see all the time in the gym. He finally reached out to me. He said, "Hey, man, you mind me working out with you?" I'm like, I'm kind of a loner, dude. I don't work out with people, right? And so I went on the side to work out with him. That was about 6 months ago. So that started with Rick and AD. Now I have over maybe 8 people. Yeah, right. We meet in the gym, OGs, and I call them Lady Gs, women. We work out, and the same form of workout I work out with them. And the reason why I brought this up, because every once in a while, I feel like they get used to it. They get to a point where they get confident. So I do a test. I do a test workout where we will max out. So instead of us just doing bench press, I will get it to the workout design so we can see how strong your bench is. So we can know next time when we do a bench again, you can start off by 80% of that weight, so you can always progress, get bigger and get stronger and stronger. So I have what I consider test workouts, so they can know, like, hey, last time I did this, I only was able to say shoulder press 135 pounds, but now I'm at 155 pounds. So small wins. It's all small challenges to expand their capacity.
Wow. I love that. Love that. Love that. Okay. Another question from Dewan. Dewan says, with all the health influencers and their recommendations, if you had to choose one, what would it be other than a clean diet?
With all the health influencers, I guess social media health influencers and their recommendations, which is a boatload. If you had to choose one, what would it be other than a clean diet? Man, your boy from Fort Worth, he got me. His name is what's his name? He's a local guy. I see him all the time. Beast Mode Jones. I don't know if y'all know Beast Mode Jones. He's on Instagram and on YouTube. If it fits your macros, I don't know if you guys have heard of that. Nutrition by macro counting, meaning you know how much protein you're going to eat, how much carbohydrates you're going to eat, how much fat you're going to eat. That works. it teaches you the balance of, it's almost teaching you how to balance the pyramid of food that will meet your needs for your workouts and for your goals. All right. And you can always adjust those macros for that goal. Say, for example, John, I want to lose some fat, right? That means I will make adjustments to my pyramid where I will have more protein, less carbs, and more fat, things like that. So if you fit your macros in a healthy way, not saying go get some Doritos and Pop-Tarts. I'm like, it fit my macros. No, we're talking about food. And so let me add to that. So you will eat if it fits your macros, but food you cook. All right. None of that Pop-Tart stuff. And I'm eating Oreos. No, it's something you cook, but you live by your macros.
Y'all gonna hate us tonight with this Doritos, and then we
Like,
got
well,
Pop Tarts thrown in there
Pop-Tart
too.
die. You better get out of here with that.
Okay, so Connie asks how to stay motivated when the results are slow. I think that is something that a lot of us struggle with. We reach that peak, and it
Yeah.
seems like the results, or maybe we don't even reach, that initial goal for us, but it seems like we're working out all the time, but we're not seeing the results. So how do you stay motivated in those times?
Man, that's a great question. I think that's a question everyone faces because we all want to see results, especially if you're working out for results, right? If your sole reason to pick up resistance to go to the gym and work out is for results, and you're not getting them, that's very disappointing. That's almost crushing it. And a lot of people have left the gym and quit because they're not seeing results or getting results. You have to remember the reason why you decided to get off your butt, get off your ass, if I can say that on this channel.
You
Get
just
off your
did.
ass. I would say more. I would get like Bernie Mac. You get off your mouth. No, I'm just playing. But you at some point something inspired you enough to go to the gym. You got to remember that because you will not always see results, especially if you've been doing it for a while. You may see quick results in the beginning, but at some point your body and your results will balance. That's when you need to start making some changes, maybe adding some other things into your workouts. I don't know if that will get you motivated, but at least it will get you challenged. All right, you can change things up just a bit to keep you interested. And I don't know what point you are. Maybe having a coach will motivate you. Some people run by accountability. Some people run by if you spend money, right? You're challenged. I'm gonna go ahead and invest in something. $2,000. That money you gave will push you to stay motivated. So there are many ways to keep you going. Once motivation goes away, once inspiration goes away, like they always say, remember the why. But maybe that why is not a true why. That's why you gave up, right? You have to look more at the reasons and understand why you started this, and the ultimate, once you unveil all the other things in life, why do you want to change your body? Is it because you want to go on a vacation? Then once you come back from a vacation, what you going to do? Right?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think too, with that, your circle is so important. The people that you're surrounding yourself with is so important. But with that, you also have to be super careful when you're asking people questions about your results, because people are fickle. So they maybe tell you one day, oh yeah, you look amazing. The next day they tell you, no, I don't see no results. Same person, same size, all that other kind of stuff. And
Right.
I remember the last time you was on here, you said everybody is not your choir,
Nope.
meaning everybody's not always going to sing your praises and sing, the results and everything. So you have to make sure that when you're on this journey, motivation has to come from within, because there's going to be a lot of times you're going to want to give up.
Or call me. I tell you. I think people don't want to hear me, man. At some point, I don't reveal most of my thoughts online, but I do tell the people I work out with at the gym. Right? You can't always look at your body, but you can look at your consistency. You can look at the fact that you came to the gym for 3 days straight, 4 days straight. You can look at the fact that now you start off at a certain machine, you only can do 20 pounds, but now you're doing 50 pounds. There are many ways to look at elevation, to look at how you're growing, right? In different things. And so you have to look at all of the positive parts of the results from going to the gym, or the results of having a consistent workout or fitness lifestyle.
Nice. And I love how you said that on part of your team or the group that you work out with at the gym, they are women, because that's a great lead in
My
for
girls,
this
man.
question.
My
So
girls, man.
they're girls.
Yeah, my
Okay.
girls. I love them, dude. They motivate me.
Nice, nice. So Victoria came back and she said, what vitamins would you recommend for energy for women's health specifically? So what would you suggest for women?
I would say definitely a multivitamin. Make sure you get some omegas in there. Make sure you get your magnesium in there. But most of our multivitamins should cover all your needs. But then you have to look at also what you're consuming. I would make sure the foods you're consuming are pretty much not processed. I would stray away from processed foods as much as possible. I know it's difficult, but I will make sure, if I was you, that I have a multivitamin. I drink enough water to where I'm going to the restroom at least every other hour. I mean, if you haven't went to the restroom in 2 or 3 hours or something, your body's not flushing itself, all right? And also make sure you cook. People, y'all got to cook your food. People, you stop going to these restaurants. Stop. I'm not saying don't go. I'm saying it's okay to cook your food at home. It's okay to buy your air fryer. It's okay to cook and learn how to cook your food. That's the best way to know what's going in your body and to learn how your body responds to different kinds of food. You know, some of us might not need to eat pork. How about it might not like it, or chicken or turkey, whatever it is. The only way to find out is to consume it, cook it, and learn how to cook for your body, and you will see results. Trust me.
Yeah. And I love how you said if you're not going to the restroom every 2 to 3 hours, because a lot of people don't think that, you know.
Man,
Yeah.
flush.
Yeah.
You gotta let it out. If you don't, where do you think it's gonna go? It's storing in your fat. It's storing in your body. You know, if you're not using, flushing it with your urine or other ways, it's definitely toxifying your body. You have to process it. Another thing I like to do is I'll sit in the sauna 20 minutes, at least every other day, just to purify and sweat and allow my body to heal and get rid of all the chemicals that we consume. Because when you go outside, when you put on lotion, when you're, all the things that we consume, some of the toxic soaps and other things in life that does get into our system, we have to flush it out with water, sweating, with all the other things in life.
What is your suggested water intake for every day?
Till you can't stand it. No, everyone's always getting to how much you weigh, 100. Well, ounce of water per body weight. Yeah, that's true. What I do for most people I work with, I tell them at least every hour, drink you about 10 ounces of water, 10 to 16 ounces of water every hour you're up. So if you're up for 10 hours, you should at least drink 100 ounces of water. That's not hard to do. That's a glass of water at your desk. Once it's gone for that hour, go back and fill it up, sit down, and drink some more water. Just keep your body hydrated and keep your body flushed.
Nice. Okay. So Yolanda came with a question, and her question is portion control enough, or do I really need to change what I'm eating?
That sounds like she want to eat some Pop-Tarts. Yolanda, is that my sister? No, Yolanda. I'm coming on here.
If it was, you can.
If I eat one neck bone and a half a cup of candied yams, that's still not going to be good for you, Yolanda. Let's look at what you're eating first. All right. Then let's look at portion control. Portion control is very important. When you start talking about portion control, you're talking about calories, because your portion is your meat, your vegetable, and your carbohydrates. But all that adds up to a calorie. All that adds up to your meal calories for that meal, right? So by using portion controls, you're causing those calories to be in a deficit. And that's ultimately what you're talking about. So yes, to be successful with weight loss and gaining weight, you have to know what is your calorie deficit to where you can lose weight, or your calorie surplus so you can gain weight. Some people want to gain weight. Can you believe that? Some people out there in this world are looking to gain weight. There's not too many of them, but some do. But for the most of us, we have to realize, okay, how many calories I consume so I can lose so much pounds per week. That's a calorie deficit. That's also considered portion control. But she asked, do I really need to change what I'm? You don't really need to change what you're eating. The food, let's break this down real quick to you. All right. I try to make it simple as possible. All right. So your food is your nutrition. All right. It's the food you're getting to feed your body to do the things I want it to do. So if I'm constantly feeding it sugar, I'm constantly feeding it something without a lot of minerals. And you wonder why you're fatigued. You wonder why you're tired. You wonder why your skin feel, exuberant, because you're not putting the needed nutrients in your body so your organs can function, your blood can flow, all the things needed for your body to be successful, but you're putting sugar in it, even though those calories are the same, right? So we have to make sure that our food is nutrient dense so that our body can heal and use it for the limbs and all the things it needs to function. Hope that makes sense. So we want to make sure the types of food we're eating is something that is healthy and our body can use it.
Yeah, because the people really don't get it. When you eat pretty clean, it's a lot of food. I never forget. I did P90. This was when it was like really
P90,
popular.
Tony.
Yeah, and they had that meal plan in there. I'm not, no lie, I would get sick of eating every day because it's so much food.
Yeah.
You have eggs and turkey bacon, and then you have a snack, and then you have
Yeah.
lunch, and then another snack and dinner. It was a lot of food because it was clean, so you eat a lot.
Not a lot of hidden calories in that food.
Yeah, not a lot at all.
No. All right.
Okay, so that was good. Yolanda said, she said, that's me. I want gains. We hope you're saying gains as in winning gains and not,
gain some weight.
Yeah, them Pop-Tarts. So Rashida asks, most know where to start when it comes to a healthy body. My question is, where do I start on a healthy mindset? So how do you condition your mind to be healthy, Don?
Oh man, I go to Jesus. I say, God, take the wheel. You know what? That's a great question. I'm nowhere. I wish I needed to put my daughter in. My daughter's really into mindset stuff. Maybe she needs to do a podcast with you. She really is into, and she helped me out quite a bit. But what I do for a healthy mindset, I go to the Word, I go to church, I stay grounded. I make sure I laugh. I make sure I enjoy life. I don't take things so serious. I know it's challenging in this world because we're always faced with either social media, and you turn on news, we hear all these other things happening. Then you get our ages, you realize that some of the people in your life didn't take care of themselves. Now they depend on you to take care of them. So much is going on, right? So it's almost to a point where when do I have time for myself so I can make sure that I am functioning? And I didn't even mention work. You go to work and you got your boss and you got your coworkers. So much hitting you in so many corners. What can you do for yourself? What can you do so you can have a healthy mind? I think ultimately, if you're a believer and you believe in Christ Jesus and you believe in God, you seek him first, right? And the kingdom of righteousness, you stay focused with him and you do all the things you can do according to the kingdom and living a right life. I believe God will help that mindset. He will help you understand who you are and where you can be and your passion and your goals. And he can push you toward those things and you'll be grounded because you believe in the Almighty God. Hopefully that makes sense to you. I don't want to go preaching. I want to go preach on y'all today, but though they slay me, yet I would trust,
But Don, I've learned that mindset is the same as the physical. It's all about what you're eating and what you're feeding yourself.
That's true.
And I think a lot of times we don't really pay attention to what we're feeding ourselves. And I like how you talked about social media, because when you're on social media all the time, you got all of this negative stuff just constantly pouring, you're feeding yourself all of these images and these captions and all of these stuff that you're reading and taking in on social media. And we don't realize that impacts us.
Yep.
That impacts us because we are feeding ourselves constantly junk mentally. And when you're doing that all the time, you are constantly doing that. And then you are entertaining conversations that are not healthy, regardless to whether it's about you or it's about someone else, all of that negativity, it weighs in on you, and it does impact how you view the world, how you look at
Yeah.
people, how you see yourselves. So I always, again, this is for me when I can tell when I'm in my most healthiest state, I mean unhealthiest state, because like I said, I gained weight, my house is a mess, my car is a mess, but I have to ask myself, like, what am I eating? And I'm talking about like mentally. Am
Yeah.
I offsetting? It's okay to have a cheat meal every day. I mean, every now and then, where maybe I will look at a reality show that's trash or something like that. But what am I offsetting with that? What am I reading? What am I feeding my mind to make me feel good about me and about other people in the world? It changes everything what you're feeding yourself.
Yep, you gotta feed that mind just like you feed your body a certain way. And the funny thing about social media, it tries to learn you and it tries to direct you into where based on your likes, based on what you're consuming. And if you're watching this video about some drama that happened to Atlanta, and you wonder why now all of a sudden you see drama videos in your timeline because the algorithm saw that you was watching these people argue about their marriage. It's what it's what it's going to feed you. So you're right. You're right, John. You have to be very careful on what you allow your mind to consume on a constant basis, right? Whether it's with social media, family, whomever it is that's feeding to your spirit, you got to be careful with that. That's why I always go back to what I say. Go, make sure you find a church home, find somebody that gives you positive energy, find a book, find something to separate yourself from any negativity that you have in your life, so that you can recondition your mind and recondition who you are, so you can be ready for the next day.
Yeah, and I don't know what's going on with this AI technology, but you just had fireworks going off on you.
I wonder what was that about, man. I started talking real slow. I'm like, I felt I'm like, that behind me?
This AI is something else, man. It's something else. Okay. So
Chat GPT running in the background. I hear you.
Okay. So Darnell, he says, what are some behaviors you can put in place to gain a level of dedication? I like this, not motivation, as it relates to your workouts. So I guess he's motivated, but sometimes I guess maybe ain't dedicated to going to the gym so many times every week. Yeah. So how do you get dedicated to it?
Consistency, man. That's what I've learned that works. It depends on the situation and how life is, but being very consistent. A lot of times people try to do too much too early, and they're challenged with staying consistent with that. So it depends on where you are, Darnell. If you are at a point where you are going to the gym 3 times a week and you find it difficult, maybe just pull back. Well, I'm not going to say that. If you find it difficult to go to the gym 4 times a week, you can start going 3 times a week. You can start making sure you lay your clothes out the night before to make those challenges you're facing less challenging. You can reward yourself for certain things. Try different ways to help you stay dedicated, because dedication happens after repetition. It's when you're dedicated. And there's nothing you can do that can always consistently motivate you, but just building those habits to where it becomes rituals. It becomes almost beyond a ritual. It becomes it becomes routine. You want to become a ritual. There's a big difference from a routine and ritual. Routine is something you always do all the time. And if you constantly do it, it becomes a ritual. It becomes something you almost don't want to get to a worse part of it, but it becomes something that's a part of who you are. That's when you have true dedication. So how can we make this lifestyle me? When you see me at the gym, it's not that I'm going to the gym because I want bigger biceps. I go to the gym because I enjoy the fact that I am moving my body and my body is responding to that. I'm being fluent in learning and growing, if that makes sense. So it's a switch in the mindset of going from just for the physical results, but because of you just enjoy the benefit of having a workout. So if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes really, really, really good sense. Yeah. That was awesome answer there.
Yeah.
Okay, so Crystal said, is the 5 a.m. club absolutely the most effective way, or is working out after work still just as effective?
All of it's effective. All of it's effective. I enjoy working out early because I'm the early bird type of guy. I believe in starting my day off with something that I can control and something I enjoy and something I can experience based on what I want to do, right? Based on at my point, you have to understand I've been working out for a long time. So it's not a chore for me to get up and go to the gym. You know, to be honest with you guys, recently I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, right? And I don't have to be at the gym at 5. But you know why I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning? Because I wanna go outside and run. So I go run 3 miles before I go to the gym. I'm not saying that's the quick fix to losing weight. I'm not saying that's the quick fix to getting a six pack, but that's my way of being disciplined and set myself up for success in a structured lifestyle. Because I feel like in my mind, my crazy mind, that these type of things dictates my day. If I miss out on those small things that I control, my small wins, I feel like it affects my day, whether for the positive or for the negative. So if my day starts off the way I plan, when it's time to go to work, girl, I mean, homie, friend, I was the girlfriend. When it's time to go to work, I'm already rolling. I'm accomplished. My brain is loose. My blood is flowing. My energy levels are high, right? So that's why I prefer 5 o'clock in the morning. However, there are times that I will work out again in the afternoon. Now that workout may not be something that's really trying and difficult, but allows me to also to go and relax and stretch my body and do some mobility work. So it's something you can benefit from. So the best time to work out is your best time. That is convenient for you, that you have time for yourself, and that's allows you to work out. So there's no right or wrong time. It's just the best time you can work out.
Yeah. And I've learned, especially here recently, because there are some days, I'm like you, I'm an early bird. So my alarm goes off at 5 o'clock. And
Yeah.
sometimes I wake up and there has been times I forced myself to go to the gym.
Yeah.
And I'm stopping doing that because when I'm just not feeling it, I go to the gym. I'm moving slow because I'm just not feeling it. But I'm learning now that I don't have to stick with the morning. If I don't go that morning and I'm feeling better in the evening, hit
Go.
it hard in the evening. Just
Go.
go when, like you said, when it's best for you.
That's right.
When it's best for
Absolutely.
you. I love that. Yeah.
Mhm.
So let's see what else. We got a few more questions here.
Okay.
They was on it for you, man. Marquita says, how does a person get out of their heads when it comes to workouts or eating?
That's kind of figure out how does a person get out of their heads when it comes to workouts. And so what's in your head, you know? What is it? So I'm trying to understand that question, John. So maybe you're don't believe in yourself, possibly in your workouts. You don't think, do you understand? Maybe you need a trainer, somebody to guide you, to help you. Not necessarily a trainer, one-on-one trainer, maybe somebody virtually to help you understand what you need to eat or what workouts you can do that's applicable to your goals. But to get out of your heads, it really depends on what your goals and what you're trying to do. I really can't know if I'm answering that question right. Maybe she can jump online. We can talk it through.
Yeah. Yeah, Marquita, if you out there, put a little bit more detail in the comments and we'll definitely get to that. And then Travell has, what's the biggest misconception people have about weight loss that companies and fitness gurus tend to push? What's the biggest misconception?
The biggest misconception. What are we going to talk about? I don't know. It's a lot of them out there. I'm trying to think what is known now. What companies are stuffing down your throats. The waist trainer. I mean, I'm not. That's a bunch of mess. I mean, it helps. It helps you realize you have a gut there, and it helps you to sweat a bit, but it's not a fix. But when you're talking about weight loss, some of these teas, I mean, they will allow you to empty and clean your system out, but ultimately it's not going to be your fix. You can't drink tea forever unless you're going to eventually hurt yourself. The biggest misconception that is a quick fix. I think a lot of people now are using this diabetic pen or something where they're shooting themselves up with insulin or something that's specifically meant for diabetics. They have to be very careful. I think that may be a celebrity drug because it's very expensive. I don't know if you guys have heard of that yet. So it's like not an EpiPen. I think EpiPen is for when you have an allergy. It's some type of pen you inject into your stomach that causes you. It suppresses your appetite. And a lot of the influencers, a lot of the celebrity people are using it. It works, but at the end of the day, this time next year, you can't keep injecting your body with chemicals. You can't keep taking these pills. You can't expect a quick fix to change something that you've been doing for 40 years, right? You have to start realizing you have to make some hard changes on how you see yourself and how you believe in yourself and how you're going to live. You got to make those hardcore changes and say, this day forward, I will make changes in my diet day by day. I will make changes in my lifestyle day by day, not just because of the results of my physical appearance, but because at the end of the day, I want to be a healthier person, not only externally, but internally. That makes sense.
Yeah. And in those moments, when you do set those goals and you are, you're trying to lose weight, and say, for instance, you have a bad day, extend grace to yourself. Because a lot of times we beat ourselves up and we'll quit the diet because we like, oh, I messed up and I'm not getting any better. I don't see any results on the scale. And then we quit.
Right.
And it's like, you got to extend grace to yourself because there are going to be times you're going to fall a little bit. And when
we always want results and I always want to grade ourselves. Man, stop doing that. You're driving yourself crazy. You always look at your report card every day. You're going to go crazy. If you go to that scale every day and you've been eating some Babe's chicken biscuits and you've been going to, you've been going to Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is not healthy, man. I'm sorry. Hopefully you're not sponsored by them. Chick-fil-A ain't healthy, man. It ain't. I don't care if you get a salad. It's not. There's no way to put it. That food is still processed. They're still processing and shipping it over Chick-fil-A. I mean, you can't find, the best healthy foods you can eat is what you cook. I'm not saying don't go enjoy your Chick-fil-A. Don't go to Cracker Barrel. You can go, but don't make it your staple of eating. But yeah, back to his question, there are other things about media, and they try to push you for the dollar. So be careful with also pre-workouts and be careful with the fat burners. Everybody got a supplement line now. Don't get caught up in those gimmicks and those things to influence you to put poisons in your body for a quick result. It's not worth it.
Not worth it. I love it. So got two more questions here. So Kendrick came back and he said, is it possible for one to exist without the other? And he's talking about mindset and workout. Or is it imperative to have them both working together for true optimal health? So can you hit the gym hard and not have the right mindset? Or do you need both to reach them goals?
To reach the true and the optimal health? Yeah, you need both to reach the true optimal health, meaning where you're balanced and not only you look good, but you also mentally are at a place where you are at peace, you're happy with yourself. Yeah, you need both, but you can have a sexy ass body and have a screwed up mind. That's for sure. Some of the fittest people in the world, some of the most craziest, unhealthy minded people in the world. I mean, to get at certain levels of fitness, you have to have a certain cuckoo about you. Because if you want to shred fat off your body, at some point you got to tell your system, I don't want to eat. Right? Or you gotta have certain level of craziness to push yourself in certain workouts to look a certain way. So there's some lines of craziness required to look a certain way, to put your body a certain way, to tell your body, no, I'm only going to eat 2,000 calories for 6 months straight. I'm going to eat chicken and broccoli and rice to look a certain way. Nobody want to do that. That to me, at some point, you are having an unhealthy mindset to even live like that. You want to be able to enjoy life to its fullest while working out and being healthy. So you want to have a balance.
Yeah. Okay. And our last question is coming from Titus, and he says, what's the number one challenge to keeping healthy?
To keep it healthy, the challenge is to consistent do it. How consistent can you do it? And that consistency, then to be at that level of consistency, you're no longer looking for results. You're blinded by results. You just enjoy the fact that you're doing it, and you enjoy the fact that it's feeding to who you are mentally. So yeah, you beyond just physical results. Then
Okay.
hope that makes sense.
Yeah. And this has been like amazing. So, Coach G, what is something that you would tell people before we go tonight? What is something you would tell people to, those who, let's say, for instance, they want to get started or they just recently started working out? How would you encourage them to continue doing it?
If they just started recently working out, yeah, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna be difficult. You're gonna have times where you don't even want to continue going forward because it's not easy. Working out and staying true to a plan is not easy, but it's doable. The reason why it's not easy because you're telling your body, you're telling yourself to do some things that you haven't did in a while or haven't did in a long time. So you're developing habits. Learning and changing your habits requires discipline and it requires consistency. But once you get over that hump and then it becomes a part of who you are, that's when you will see the true results of having a healthy lifestyle. So stay consistent, man, no matter what. It means if you go to the gym for 30 minutes, that's your 30 minutes for the day.
Yeah.
Look forward to tomorrow. So stay consistent, stay true. Know that over time, it will become a habit, and you will definitely start seeing change not only in your body and results, but also in who you are, and you will grow from there.
Nice. And we had a lot of comments going on tonight. So Darnell said, I do well working out with someone else for some reason. I guess the part of motivating each other, but it's hard to find a dedicated workout partner. Any suggestions for finding a workout partner, Don?
Man, I wasn't looking for a workout partner. When you're in the gym, speak to people. Once I start talking and you just seeing people I constantly see in the gym, asking their name, just being just open, the workout partner just showed up. And they definitely, I didn't realize at that time when I started working out with these guys that I do now find myself looking for them. Like, I'm like, where they at? Because it's a brotherhood. Now it's a brother and sisterhood. For example, this weekend, or was this weekend? It was, yeah, this weekend. Usually it's me and the bros and the OGs. Now ages range from 30 to about 58. It's about 8 of us, but now we have some lady G's. All the OGs didn't show up, but Saturday all we had was lady G's. So I had 3 ladies I worked out with, and we did a hit training. It just a community, man. It's a community where we all are working out and really bonding physically. I don't know, that sound right.
We know what you mean.
Exactly. Well, ultimately, my girls, man. We all have. Each time I meet somebody, I have a hard time remembering names. So what I've done so far is I create everyone a nickname. So we have AD the guy, we have Pretty Ricky, we have so many, and we all are enjoying time together. So, in other words, to answer your question, talk to people in the gym.
Okay.
If you see somebody doing something that's interested, go ask them. Hey, that's an interesting exercise you're doing. Can you tell me more about it? And just start dialogue with them.
Nice. And then Lori said, I do well by walking for 45 minutes and 3 small healthy meals. Yeah,
That's it.
true.
That's good, Lori.
And Willie came back and said, what's the best piece of equipment for a full body workout?
Man, I don't fell in love with barbells now. Barbells my thing now. Barbell workouts, full body, kettlebells, and dumbbells. Either you pick your poison. They all work.
Okay. And Yolanda, the one asked about portion control, she said, what I love to eat. I've already been told too many carbs and sweets.
She already know. She must be family because I love my sweets too. Yolanda, I love my sweets. Trust me, I love everything that's baked and sweet and has cinnamon on it. Whether it's a donut or if it's apple pie, or I love it all. But I make sure that I set myself up for success maybe once a week on weekends. I don't deprive myself from it, but I control it when I eat it.
So, Don, outside of IG, TikTok, and Instagram, or is there anywhere else people can find you?
Man, go to my YouTube. I do a lot on that. A lot of people don't realize my YouTube channel. I do a lot of real life stuff. You can see my full workouts. You can see me cook. You can see me beat me around the other G's. So you can see some of the people I work out in the gym. I do put those if they okay with them online, so people can see beyond me. Because they look at me like, oh man, I can never like that. But you see my other homies, the other lady G's, you can realize that they are working out with OG. I can do it too. So I try to portray that. But if you really want to take it on to the next level as far as fitness, I do offer online training. You can go to theogfitclub.com. We can connect, but I don't take no ones. We go through an interview. I make sure that we fit because I don't play. All right. This is going to be the real deal. And if you're ready to commit and see a change not only in your body but who you are, I'm your man. But if you're still playing, trying to figure things out, you might need to go to somebody else. That's straight love. That's love. I don't want you to waste your money.
So if you're really ready to make that change, call Coach Don. If you're not, don't, because he's gonna let you give you the truth.
Yeah,
Get the truth. But Don, this has been amazing having you here tonight, man. Thank you so much for coming on.
It's been too long, man.
Huh?
It's been too long.
I know. And the funny thing is, you're 51 now. Like I said, because it's been almost 2 years, I guess, now since you've been on. But we've talked. I've seen this cat. He was at Grand Lux. I don't think he was eating anything healthy.
Oh, yeah, he was at Grand Lux.
Yeah, he was at Grand Lux.
It double stack. I enjoy with the pecans. Oh, yeah, I enjoy it.
Yeah, I saw him at Grand Lux, him and his family. So, dude, thank you for coming on. Everybody, we will be back next Monday with Sue Roseberry. You all know her as Mama Sue. She was a finalist on Sunday's Best. So we'll be back next week talking with her, and 7 o'clock next week. So y'all make sure you tune in. And again, go out. Don's information is scrolling down at the bottom on IG. He is I am Don Burch. TikTok, OG Fit Club, and on YouTube, you can find him at the OG Fit Club. And like he said, if you want to set up a consultation with him or talk with him, you can always reach him at ogfitclub.com. So you can find him there. And don't forget to hit that like, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
See ya.
Done.